when you share in the upside, you also share in the downside risk, I guess. And this is something that happens with IPOs. It can reflect a number of different things. Sometimes it's just the conditions of the market. Sometimes it's concerns about the sort of fundamentals of the company. But certainly, I think Robinhood's IPO will be studied closely for a long time to look at whether that retail aspect had some impact on what's been going on with the stock today. Whether, there are a few different reasons why, you might speculate that the retail aspect could have affected the IPO. One might be that they sold a lot to retail in the initial offering and then didn't have as much demand from retail in the aftermarket. It could also have nothing to do with retail. It could have more to do with the institutional accounts and how they were feeling about Robinhood. Sure. But certainly it's welcome to see innovation in the IPO process, I think, by a lot of people in the markets. And there will certainly be some people who look at this and say, look, the reason you bring retail into an IPO is because it reflects the real market. You're not playing games with where are you pricing it versus where it's going to open. The market for Robinhood, there was a market for it at $38. And so there are a lot of VCs who would say, great, you raised as much money as you could. Mm-hmm. That's a successful IPO. A lot of people said that about Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously the Facebook analogy is for those who think this one would have tons of room to grow. Although, again, a lot of these companies are coming public when they're already of pretty big size. So if I can get meta for a second, do you think that the point of the whole IPO process is it's basically like a show? You have this exciting night before the launch, and there's all this whisper about the price range and where they're going to price. And then we wait to see what the pop is going to be. And then the retail investors who want a piece of it are trying to get it. It's almost like a little show that when you try to get away from that show for all the various reasons, ends up not working that well. Again, this is no disaster by any stretch of the imagination, but it's also, I think, a reminder that the retail trading base has kind of a love-hate relationship with Robinhood because many are still really upset about what it did to trading in GameStop earlier this year and some of the outages they experienced last year.
Yeah, I think there will always be I think a lot of people feel like the expectations for IPOs is kind of a rigged game because if the stock pops on the first day, then everyone comes out of the woodwork to say, you underpriced it. You didn't get the pricing right? You didn't really understand where the market for this company was. You left all that money on the table. If you price the deal kind of where the market is, and then the stock doesn't pop or is flat or goes down, then you have people saying, oh, look, you couldn't orchestrate a pop in the offering. So I think you're right that a lot of the IPO is this sort of performance and show. And I think what's so interesting about Robinhood is that the stakes are even higher because Robinhood is itself in the IPO business, and it's in the IPO business in two different ways. One being that it wants customers to come to it because they want access to IPOs, because they want to make money from that pop. And then also it has to an extent appeal to issuers, other companies that might want to use Robinhood to sell shares in the future. So it's playing to all these different audiences, and getting the balance was always going to be difficult for them. And I think you're right. I think that a lot of the first day of an IPO are the optics and what it might say about, management strategy or thinking, because for a lot of companies, how the IPO opened is an afterthought. We all remember Facebook, but let's be honest, Facebook stock, the performance of it today has nothing to do with what happened at the IPO. Yeah, there are so many IPOs. What did Apple do or Amazon on first day trading? Few people would even remember that. So, a company can leave it behind, but the stakes were so much higher for Robinhood because it was an advertisement for the product in some respects.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.